That's right. Big announcement coming up. Shout out Damp one time. Round of Damps in the chat. Jackie and Blank on the mic, though, for this grand final, Blank. First Deadlock grand final. First of many, probably for a good another, 20 years of our lives now. This is what we're all about these days. Dynamo and Kelvin being banned out, and we get to strap in for it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Kelvin getting banned, Dynamo getting banned makes sense. But we got the Viscous, we got the Shiv taken off the cards for Listic over on MIKAELS. Abrams and Vindicta picked up two really strong picks. MIKAELS likely playing on the Vindicta, and a pocket pick coming through from Team RECRENT.
I like this. The MIKAELS Vindicta. Ooh, yeah. If you missed it yesterday, go watch the VODs on the YouTube because it was actually sick. How aggressive he was and the way that he was building in as well. Dude, it was very fun to watch. It gave us a lot of ideas for sort of how you can play such an aggressive Vindicta for early laning damage. And he just came alive. As soon as he got his ult with the snipe, you were just executing all over the board.
Yeah, he was really strong. And I mean, we get an Ivy ban comes through for Team MIKAELS, which is fair enough because they were really abusing that yesterday. Really, really good plays from the Ivy. Lash ban goes over to Team RECRENT. They don't want to get Lash ulted in, which makes sense. You know, you're playing Vindicta, you're playing Wraith. Lash is a really good pick here in terms of a ban, which gives you more freedom and movement on the Vindicta and Wraith because the Lash can really shut down both these characters, specifically the Vindicta. So we get a Grey Talon pick and a 7. So I'm kind of curious to see the Grey Talon come through. There was that change recently that made it so more Spirit Power means more fire rate for Grey Talons. So seeing some Grey Talons picking up Spiritual Overflow and it's absolutely busted. But MIKAELS will once again be able to pick themselves up a Haze and a Warden. So very terrifying team in terms of lockdown. You've got the Tether, you've got the combo, you've got even the Binding Word coming through from Warden. Very similar comp that we saw come through from Sunset after they got beaten by Team MIKAELS playing this very same comp.
Boy, oh boy. Okay, well, that's your veto for this one then. Your picks, your bans. Let's head over to the Curiosity casting booth until this one's ready to go live. And we'll set the scene, Blank. This is going to be fun, dude. A grand final to remember. Dynamo, Ivy, Kelvin, and Lash being taken out of play. We're in the shop. We're ready for it. Roll up, get your hot dogs, get your spicy commentary, and sit down. Take a seat, Blank. We do need a row of seats, probably, in front of the shop. It would make it hard to queue, though. So please, in an orderly line, if you can, just sit one person behind another. That would be best.
That would be a long chair line. I'm not gonna lie, because all the way back to Fountain. But I can see RECRENT in game. There's a lot of R's going out. Readies are there.
They're sending out
game
the readies.
Starts in 2, 1, and I think we'll be playing out our match very soon. Then I'm gonna turn this off so I don't spoil anything for myself in the future.
Yeah, we've got to wait for the feed. There's a delay on the feed, of course. So once we get that, we'll be in. Waiting for it to be sent through. Remember, guys, this is going to be the grand final. Team MIKAELS taking on Team RECRENT. It's a best of 3 banger here in the Aurora Deadlock Masters, an event that they've put together and brought to you by their partnership with 1xBet. They gave us the rights to stream the games here, of course, on the English side of things. It's been super cool for me, Damp and Blank, to hang out. We love a bit of Deadlock. We have since we first got our hands on it. So very fun to be involved in the esports side now, mate.
Yeah, I love a bit of Deadlock, me. I'll play it till when I can play it till, which is 2 a.m. usually, and then I turn the game off, and I'm sad because I've lost my last game of the day.
We play a little bit too much sometimes. We should probably call it quits before the extra game, where we go, maybe just one more, but hey, it'll be just one more final here, dude. We're ready for it. Map 1, game 1, Blank, BO3. Into a pause between Team RECRENT and MIKAELS. Strap in, though. This is going to be tasty. Oh, we've had a crash. Viscous is out. Uh-oh.
He'll be able to get back in. I'm sure of it. Hopefully. Please don't do this to me. Anyway, we can take a look at the lanes in the meantime because it's probably a good thing to do. Listic, I think it's Listic on the Abrams versus the Shiv coming through from Team RECRENT. You got Hardeki and Co playing with Pocket here versus both Warden and Haze. think that this is sort of an interesting lane to look at. The Warden's not going to be able to get too much done over towards the pocket with Binding Word, considering Enchanted Satchel, which completely deny a lot of that. The 7 likely to be more of the target here on that Binding Word. But yeah, a terrifying lane in particular because you can get the sleep off, stand directly next to the character and hit Binding Word. And it's really difficult to deal with. So honestly, I really do like the Haze Warden lane. Very, very nasty combo there. Talon and Yamato. This is a really, really fun lane to play, as well as it has so much poke potential. Versus the Vindictor, as well as the Mo and Krill. This could be the thing they need to keep him under Guardian and not be able to force themselves too far out. MIKAELS already going for himself a quick crow.
Hit him with a crow. That's what they say. Hey ho, I've been crowed. Charge shot coming out, but no connection on that one. Game's live though. We finally get to slip our way into it with Viscous reconnecting and looking to put the pressure on early. You get the deep push up, take a bit of damage, fall back towards the banner boy, the candle trooper that will heal you over time, give you a little bit more sustain to play with. Puddle punch going to be invested into early as well. Ooh, slight miss on the pull out on that one. Quick fist.
Oh, the denies. So painful to deal with. But a lot of damage already placed on top of the Wraith here. Ballistic not giving this Shiv the best of times at all. Really uncomfortable to play against. In comes the punch. Just grabbing some more of those souls here. Do you want to do a quick sync check?
We can do. I'm at 138, 139,
We're on the
140.
same page. We're doing
We good? All right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. We're dialed in. Synergy on the cast as a commentary duo. Synergy in the timer. We got it all on lockdown here at Dead.
Wow.
Man, Shiv is, he's really treading water right now. He's doing doggy paddle.
Yeah, it's not looking good in the lane. I mean, even just the health count from most of these players at the moment, it's not looking great for Team RECRENT. A lot are really low. Pocket takes a ton of damage. Flash being sent through to the shop too. This is a huge amount of pressure being sent through from the guys on Team MIKAELS. You got Heli here on the Haze. This is the Yamato I was talking about, Wells, Jackie. I really like the way Psycho played the Yamato on that first day of play.
Oh yeah, dude. The Yamato that we've seen from Psycho, it's very nice. You get the early aggression, a lot of confidence, smooth movement as well is the way he approaches it. So on target with his ult fire, maximizes the damage output with the slides. That's another big factor that you'll be seeing. Ooh, second crash. Okay, seems like it's Grey Talon that's been affected this time. So Dimov calling in the pause. Fair enough. Get things fixed. Get him back in the game. But yeah, the Yamato tech that you're going to be seeing, it's up there.
Yeah, this is a little bit unfortunate getting another crash come through so soon, but again, hopefully that can be resolved. Team RECRENT at the moment, honestly, just in terms of soul count, already behind by 2k is not ideal, and I think that's purely because the lanes are being pushed and aggressed upon so hard. If you look across the map right now, every single lane except from I believe Viscous's lane is just pushed in all the way. It's pretty disgusting.
All right then. Well, the R's have been dropped, everyone's ready, and we get straight back into the action. Abrams getting the soul confirmations off and being able to push the waves deep. This is because Shiv has been consistently taking so much of a beating that you've got to play behind the Guardian, can't get overly aggressive. You're getting free lane clear on the Candle Troopers here, all off the back of the melees, even looking to find the denies. Bit of bleed damage being thrown back towards him. Pocket forced to bail as well, so they've got to rotate a little bit further off.
Again, I think it's a very similar idea to what you have on Mo and Krill versus Shiv, is that you have this Abrams who has a huge amount of regeneration, so that little bit of pinch damage that comes through from the Shiv itself doesn't actually hurt him too much. There's the sleep. Punch comes through, but it doesn't really matter too much. Instantly comes out of it, and you'll be able to get yourself a quick and easy kill. For Haze, though, she is a little squishy, so she takes a lot of damage off the back of that static charge as well as power surge. And it is Zergy to take down Viscous. And MIKAELS is pulling ahead in the early game. And this is what I was talking about. You do not want to let this team get ahead because it gets real problematic real quick.
You let MIKAELS build a lead early. you will pay for it late. That's usually the way these things go, especially once he really comes online with a snipe for the Vindicta. You're going to feel the burn again and again. Abrams as well with a harsh commit here as Listic is able to take control of the lane off the back of the rapid punch.
Bro, it's a 4-minute Guardian. And, dude, the pocket should be dead again. If they get the shots off over towards him, a real clutch flying cloak there to get him out of trouble. Has to hit the healing right, but this far back from the lane, he's going to be losing out on the CS.
This is the way it goes as well, dude. We saw this last time, right? These first 4 to 6 minutes for Team MIKAELS. Oh, if you start to get momentum, they absolutely dominate. Yeah, we saw the same thing last time, right? It's unfathomable how damn good they are at pulling ahead with control of lanes and the soul economy. Oh, even with the tap damage that comes out from the Vindicta as well. Zergy goes all in on the Wraith. Carnage kicking off with Abrams being overwhelmed. Nice response back from the Shiv at least. You get the dash in for the execute.
Yeah, it's a great parry, and the Shiv goes crazy. Zania, who had an incredible play yesterday, is able to bring that one out. There's no way he's already got Decay. Surely not. We need to check, actually. That's the only way I can think that he would get the kill off there versus the Shiv, is if he's already bought Decay on the Haze.
Must be the answer to that one. We'll see if the Observer cuts over at some point to get a quick head count. And the items, dim off. That's the thing about Goo Blank. It still gets hit heavy off the back of the sniper bullets. 50 caliber rounds of pain. Get away for the Grey Talon on the maneuver, but the snipe is clean. Micro adjustment there. Oh, hurty-verty on that one.
Dude. Hits him on the toes there. Giving them Vindicta feet action. Pays it back one time to the Talon. Goodness me. Yeah, it's just getting bad. It's bad news. It's bad news already. 7k ahead. And at this point in time, I'm pretty sure they're just going to start roaming, taking all the Guardians. And this is what Team MIKAELS does best. I think this might be a quick finals, Jackie. Quick parry on the tower, stops it from attacking the minions for a little bit longer, gives you more time to take it down. They saw they only had one left. Instant pickup on the denies on the souls as well. It's a non-going over Team RECRENT there.
It was nice dupes from the Shiv in the 1v1 versus Listic, but the rotate over from the Haze allows you to get off the Sleep Dagger, send him off to bed he buys, but he's still juking his way around and making it uncomfortable. Call for the backup from the Grey Talon. From distance, you get the Owl straight in. That's going to slow him down and send him packing. You've got to bail further back, even with the fadeaway connection from the Yamato as well. So no cleanup there onto the Shiv. They can't get the kill they were looking for and fight for control of that over towards Yorkside. Ooh. The response as well is to go all in, back on that tower, put pressure on. Meanwhile, down towards the urn spawn, you got Shiv being overwhelmed by the Warden with the backup. Yamato re-engages, sniped down from the top. That one's going to connect from MIKAELS to take down Shiv.
This is a wild amount of gameplay in such a short amount of time. I mean, this team is just drilled, and you can tell that they were in for the long haul here. Is Team MIKAELS already just kills galore going across the map. We're plus 10k ahead in terms of a lead for Team MIKAELS. And this might just be a classic Team MIKAELS affair where it's a case of your walkers are down at 8 minutes into the game.
It's brutal, bro. We've seen this before so many times. They consistently dominate in the laning phase. You clean house on the Guardians. Then the map control begins to snowball. And it's just that soul lead, right? Like you say, already now we're starting to see it pull rapidly further ahead, but it never slows down. That's one of the characteristics that we've seen from this team. It always keeps on building. Aggression back in play here, though. Goo Ball going to be whipped out. Viscous rolling in. Leaving a bit of goop all over the lane, looking to try and cause pain off the back of it. Bounces make it uncomfortable. The team fight erupts. 7 caught by the telekinesis and brought down to reality from that one. He's grounded. Grey Talon buys time at least with the trap, but he's going to be caught from the Abrams. 2 for the price of none.
I mean, this is the thing, though. It's a case that, honestly, this composition is probably one of the strongest in the game so far because it has so much pick potential, which is why we are seeing Haze being banned so often. The Sleep Dagger opens up so much. It's very similar and akin to the combo from Mo and Krill. Because the CC lasts so long, it gets a lot of your players in position to actually take advantage of it. In this case, the Abrams from Listic, he's able to get an easy shoulder charge off into that Sleep Dagger, creating that stun that goes off for quite some time. Piggy with the combo. So yeah, I think that this is probably the comp that you're going to see very often from a lot of teams. It's the Abrams, Hayes, Warden, Mo and Krill, and then 2 DPS characters. MIKAELS just really likes the assassinate because, again, there's so much lockdown. Hitting those assassinates is very easy.
Telekinesis on the lift up there, going to try and catch the Shiv with the backup. Combo from the Mo and Krill, hold him in place, synergizes with the Wraith, and you've got bullets all over your face. Viscous, down and out. The Dimov removed. Again, 2 staggered respawns, 10 seconds on the clock for that one. Allows Warden more freedom, back up as well to push up on the inner lane. See if you can get the burn down on Boulevard's Walker, at least pushing the wave up. Going to even take a bit of the farm here as well. Lines up the punch, hits all 3 of them.
Again, I think for this comp right now, it's probably GG at this point in time. And it's so difficult to deal with. Again, they've just got so much pick potential on this squad. You can see Talon constantly trying to get out these owls, but not being able to do too much of it. He's just trying to delay and slow the game down, but there's so much regen now available for the boys over on Team MIKAELS that it's not even going to matter. And at 5k on this Grey Talon, he's so squishy. He's an easy pickup for most of these characters.
Chase up the ropes. Abram puts the pressure on. Big Krill on the chase. Got the combo in the back pocket. Fleetfoot just comes off CD as well, straight into the Soul Urn. Pop that ahead of time, take the Soul Urn. See if he can start the run on this one.
I mean, for Mo and Krill, like even just popping the Fleetfoot early to get the Urn across, I mean, they've got so much map control at this point in time that Urn becomes a really big objective for the guys on Team MIKAELS because there's no challenge. There's absolutely no challenge that can be had from the guys over on Team RECRENT. It is really, really tough.
You haven't dropped me off yet. They delivered the Urn.
Yeah, the confirm on the Soul Urn, the executive decision for Mo and Krill paid off. Even further, building a soul lead for them, 44k to 66k. Walker going down as well. The Wraith off the back of that being able to even further push the lead on the lanes. This is brutal, mate. You can see the difference with them now taking their first Walker. So Orchard Lane towards the Amber side, completely broken open. Got a nice push across the purple side as well to try and force that out. Ball's going to be called in, though. Zergi's hit that one. PC crash, so it's Hayes that's DC'd. All right, fair enough. We'll get him back in. Carry on with this.
I quite like what the Talon's doing because the more I'm watching it, the more I'm feeling like this Talon is more there as just a scouting tool because there seems to be a lot of assassinates going on. So if he can use that owl to just kind of identify where a lot of these characters are, even just hit them with the owl itself, like that's stopping Listic from getting these off angles so often. But I don't think it really even matters at this point in time. That might have been something that was good if they were more equalized, but it's just not the case. This is where we're going to start to push all the walkers in. You've got 1.5 HP over towards purple lane, and it looks like they're gearing up for a blue push over towards the Yamato and the Viscous.
Still just waiting for the reconnect on this one, getting back in. Still feels crazy, man, that this is only just the game coming up to 11 minutes with how much of a lead you had. You had the 4-minute Guardian. Since then, it's been a consistent lead. Obviously, we saw how much of a ludicrous snowball you had in the semi-final for KLS. But by the end of the game, you were ahead by around 40 to 50k souls, which is just a balmy lead, mate, you know. You're playing an absolute corker at that point to be able to hit that consistently. And again, you know, it starts off in a similar fashion. Okay, back in though. He's reconnected. Seems like everyone else is ready. Should be sending the game back live. Quick head count on where we were. Orchard Walker over on the Amber side had just fallen. That was from Zergi's deep push. Now the game goes on again.
And look at this. Again, it's just a case of consuming all the jungle here on the side of Team RECRENT from Team MIKAELS. Even taking the Sinner sacrifices, we actually do stack up to quite a bit. Zerg might not be able to pick that one, especially with bloodletting. It's hard to burst a Shiv down, but with the help of his teammate, will finish it off. Wasn't able to get out in time. Project Mine is on cooldown, but he wants to get over the veil first to make sure that it's a secured escape from his side of things. Knew there wasn't too many. Oh my days.
Oh, mate. Oh, it's getting meaty. He might not be Hellboy, but Hellboy, was that a play on a response back? Abrams with a punch straight to the face. Yamato takes a heavy knockout blow, and you've got 3 players down. Half the team staggered on the spawns.
Yeah.
So much free control now. So what do? Dogpile in, down on mid-boss, get the hard confirm off the back of it with a stagger on the spawns, have rejuve to work with, and then hard push those lanes.
Yeah, and I mean, if you've got Wraith and Haze, like, this is such a quick mid-boss to be had. Again, there's no potential of a comeback coming through from the guys on Team RECRENT. And the biggest issue that we're seeing here is the fact that the soul levels are not that high. They haven't reached that many boons. So in terms of defensive, resists, as well as HP pools, they're not that high yet. So one punch for an Abrams at 15k over towards a, I think it's a 6k. It might be at 8k. Yeah, it is a 6k Yamato. It's just going to do half a HP. This is a brutal game. Like, it's over.
Yeah, dude, there's just no coming back from that. Hits like a ton of bricks. You do not want to get slapped in the face by a big blue fist. Ooh, 7. Straight into the silence, gets lifted and absolutely obliterated when he's brought back to reality. Lane push, going deep. Durgy with a backup from the rest of the squad. MIKAELS and the support from the Warden. Up close, burn their way through the first set of the base Guardians. Absolutely pop them and give yourself even more freedom on this. You can take so much control of the base here. They've been leading for so long, but now they're looking to start to set up for the finish.
You know what's funny? Team Sunset might actually be the second best team in this tournament, honestly. And it's just unfortunate they had to go up against the Beast in the first round, as they are just brutalizing them. This is criminal action.
Yeah, dude, this is absolute daylight robbery. They've walked in, said hello to the patron, and looked to complete the ritual. Everyone is just bodying it now. Both shrines popped. Patron half HP already. About 12 seconds on the respawn for the Shiv. Staggered as well off the back of the resets when they come back in. Constantly taking a beating from the up-close damage. 7 taken out. The second he spawns. MIKAELS with the back-to-back snipes. Yeah, it should be game.
Man, this is murder, and there's no one here to stop it because Warden's complicit in the crime. Even the police are corrupt on the side of Team MIKAELS, and that is just GG.
Oh, man. All right. Well, there you go. First map in the best of 3 is already done. Game 1 goes the way of MIKAELS. I told you yesterday, dude. I thought Team Sunset were the second seed on this, but I think you're right. I think we've proved it there. That was done in like the first 10 minutes of the game blank. Let's head back over to the Curiosity casting booth and sort of dissect that one a little bit before we have a break. Rapid
Yeah.
game. I think you've called it. I don't think we're getting free maps on this
I
one.
told you, but I'm pretty sure this was going to be a steamroll. I just didn't think that it would be this much of a steamroll. Like, they've rolled over RECRENT, and they are flat as a pancake.
Yeah, mate, and that was just off the back of the punch from the Abrams. It flattened them right out. Drove Tuesday on the play.
Hello, welcome back to the 1xBet Aurora Deadlock Masters. We're back again with Team MIKAELS versus Team RECRENT. Team MIKAELS is up 1 after a very dominant display. I think it was almost a sub 15 win, sub 15 minute win, which is absolutely insanity. Of course, Team RECRENT bans off Abrams. It worked too well with Team MIKAELS' comp. Sleep Dagger, Binding Word, as well as Mo and Krill combo, just getting the free shoulder charge into 5.5 extra damage because Abrams Listic did build into shoulder charge early as well as regeneration. Just had a very nice conversation with the guys over in the high MMR, Fred, actually, about it, because I was curious. But we got a Wraith ban as well, which is absolutely fair. She is busted at the moment, especially in the early game with just Mystic Burst on those cards. She goes crazy, and a Mo and Krill ban. This makes for a very, very interesting matchup because I think we have banned now some of the more broken characters in the game, but still Paradox and Kelvin. So we get to see finally the MIKAELS Paradox in action in the Aurora Deadlock Masters.
Oh boy, they pulled it out. It's taken him a while. It was banned out in his first series in the semi-finals. We never saw the opportunity until now, but we've saved the best till last. The Paradox brought into play, spicy bans overall, and the composition coming together. So MIKAELS' squad going for Kelvin, Paradox, Shiv, Hayes, and Warden, with Team RECRENT finally getting themselves Viscous, Vindicta, Pocket, Lash, and Infernus. 2 picks left to go.
I think it's honestly, this might be over in draft. I'm not even joking with you. I actually feel really bad for Team RECRENT. I mean, being able to pick up both Paradox and Warden. Thank you, Team MIKAELS, as well, for picking 7. So we might actually see 7 win a best of 3 after all. But yeah, this is tough. This is tough for Team RECRENT. Kelvin, Paradox, Shiv, Warden, Hayes, and 7. What a comp coming through Team MIKAELS. I almost feel bad for RECRENT.
It is rough. You know as well, like you can already smell it. The urn rotates from Piggy, the amount of control you're going to have with the dome to just be able to deny and control absolutely everything from Rejuvenator to urns. Yeah, bro. You also then double that up with the fact that you get the Paradox pickup from MIKAELS. He's been playing a very vicious Vindicta, but you put him on Paradox, he's going to pop off. Oh, dude, I don't know about this one. I was hoping maybe, we'd get a bit of meat and potatoes out of the grand final. But I think what we're getting instead, Blank, is a highlight reel of why this team and these players are so ahead of the game right now.
Yeah, man. Bro, I feel bad. Again, I just feel bad for Team RECRENT because this is such a horrendous draft coming through. I mean, their draft is fine. I'll put it that way. The draft is absolutely fine in terms of the characters they've picked up, but the comp that MIKAELS has grabbed, it's another steamroll comp. And if they win in their lanes, which I'm likely assuming that they will, even the Warden Hayes lane is desperately difficult to play against. Yeah, it's just a strange draft coming through from RECRENT. Fully building into it. They're essentially trying to go for that late game carry with the Infernus into Pocket with Affliction, just slowly ticking everyone down. But they're just not going to get there. They're just not going to get there.
Let's go purple.
Right then, strap in. This could be where it all ends. The grand final. Second game. Team MIKAELS could take it in 2, and already the signs are there in the veto. There's writing on the walls. So it's up to Team RECRENT to make a difference in the early fight. Deep engage early with a static charge coming out. You get the stun off onto the Pocket. Vindicta sniping back, but already look how deep and aggressive you're being able to go here deep on the inner lane, dude. Orchard's already getting pushed so far back.
I actually kind of like the static charge first pickup as well. Instead of picking up either Power Surge or Lightning Bolt, you go into static charge. You open up for some very interesting combinations where you static charge into the Arctic Beam coming through from the Kelvin, which will hurt, bro, because you get the full 80% slow. With the static charge, he's likely to be out of position if you can mix and match that one up. So MIKAELS already into the front lines. Right now, it's very even Stevens for both sides. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Warden Hayes currently battered off of this position at the moment. We've got Infernus as well as Viscous, who are able to apply a lot of pressure in the lane, especially just Afterburn and Puddle Punch early, which is sort of what's needed. But again, it is that case of one Sleep Dagger into a Binding Word can be the difference between a kill and basically this lane going in the favor of Team RECRENT. Interesting. It's a bit too aggro, guys.
Okay, here we go then. Already, a little bit of aggression coming out, mate. 2 minutes in. Lane's being fought for. Slight lead, Team RECRENT. We're ahead by about 100 souls there. There's not really much to write home about. Lash getting the pressure put on. It's a good dodge at least to get further back. Trying to get the heal off. But the problem is, Shiv's ready with the blades. Hits you with the unexpected dagger. That's going to be him down and out. And a follow-up takedown onto the Yamato as well. That slight chance you had quickly gets whipped away with Team MIKAELS picking up another 2 kills.
Yeah, bro. I mean, MIKAELS and the Paradox as well. It had to happen at some point, and I'm so glad we get to see it finally in action because it is the hero who's got the most games on. I think he's currently got about 800 on side, and this is just what he loves to do. Use the kinetic carbine, you get the increased movement speed, you drop that pseudo stun from afar, and you just open up so many avenues. PKMK though does find Zergy on the 7, and currently that lane is not going terribly well for both the Kelvin as well as Zergy.
So backs up. Keep the pressure on the lane. Looks to at least try and have some kind of farm out of it. Obviously, Paradox being played by MIKAELS. It's so awkward to actually get much off the back of the Candle Troopers in terms of confirming those souls. Again, similar scenario here. Shiv puts the early game pressure on Lash so that he can't free farm, forced him further back. You call for a rotate over. Backup arrives, but the cavalry a little bit late to engage. So not much help here from calling over the Infernus.
Yeah, I mean, the lane was pushed out, so he can apply a little bit of extra pressure there just by sending himself over into that direction. Again, the pull punch is the big problem for them. And Zania again down on Lash. And Zania, honestly, he had some incredible games on Lash so far. Kelvin playing a dangerous game there with the Affliction after Pocket already grabs his, uses it early. Gets very low though, have to back it off. Viscous, Infernus in a close range engagement right now with both Warden and Hayes, and Dimov's able to find Shush after all.
Everyone grouping up now, looking to get as much damage as possible off on a quick burst towards the Guardian. Pocket with the rotate back over towards Lash as well assists. This Shiv is having a real rough go of it. That's the only benefit that you've got to work here now. You force him back, take control of the Guardian, put him into uncomfortable territory. But he's been dominating, at least overall, in the grand scheme of the lane. He can slip out off the backside as well. You've still got your Guardian, you've got lane control. Lash is in a spot where you've already gone down twice to him as well, back to back. The soul lead starting to come out. 2k souls ahead early. Paradoxical swap. Oh, that's not what you want. Problems already as MIKAELS engages onto the Yamato and begins to clean up on the lane.
Yeah, I mean, his Paradox is just incredibly good overall. And on the stairs here with this, honestly, Paradox is one of the characters that can really ruin a Guardian. Used to be a case where she had 55 bullets in the magazine, and that was even worse when MIKAELS was taking down Guardians sub 3 minutes, which was a little bit silly.
No, you can just do so much damage, dude, with a consistent reset. Obviously, 1 bullet in the magazine, all you've got to do is slide. You just keep it going. So with the amount of ammo she has and the burst, keep it going with a little stutter step side. You're just going to be able to breeze your way through control of the Guardian, and it makes your life so much easier. Yamato goes down. Damage back as well. That's going to be 7 taken out. Oh, the goo ball getaway. Viscous with a movement, at least for now, starting to find an opportunity to bail. Nearly picked up by the lockdown.
This game is not as bad as we saw the last game go, but again, Guardian been taken down here by MIKAELS nice and early. He's just consistently getting more and more farm up. Listic up to 5k with Zergy following him closely behind. Yeah, very interesting game so far, and much better from Team RECRENT. We'll put it that way. And some more targeted bans that came through from them doesn't allow that snowball from the early game go through as quickly as before. Listic gets himself the parry off, prevents the big damage, and just stalls just a little bit. And I think Listic realized he has to have some impact in this game. Instantly hitting with a Death Slam though into the Infernus ult as well.
Oh, mate. The double trouble combo. That's what it takes to shut down Listic, as Hardeki is able to set him ablaze. So the Infernus, off the back of the fancy footwork from the team, finds success. Nice track and trace as well from the Yamato. Psycho getting the damage back out there. Ooh, Input still works. He's able to get the elevated peak on the ledge. Alt fire rinsing its way through Kelvin's HP. Chase but baited. You're forced to fight into MIKAELS. Calls in for the ult as well. Pocket goes down in the meantime, and now it's just about survival.
Not much they can do to help the Kelvin either. He's underneath the underground with the Yamato. Is able to slip his way out, though. Slowing Hex onto the Vindictor. Prevents the flight from going out early. And we have to use Slowing Hex before a character uses a movement ability. But here we go. It's just MIKAELS playing position 4, essentially. Already has that Slowing Hex on board. With Mystic Shot, he's doing a ton of damage.
He can roam, he can control, and he can absolutely dominate. Piggy at least caught out this time around, so that's going to be the double up of Dimov with the support of Pocket. But they find a way in to make a nice maneuver. Good trace, at least from the flick up from the Haze. Half HP down, though, and Lash is on the chase. Good engage off the back of that. Slams down, finishes off Haze. Sleep Dagger on the fadeaway, at least to buy a bit of time, but it's still a pickup for free.
Yeah, not bad at all. Actually, you know what? Team RECRENT's doing a fantastic job in this game to at least get a little bit ahead. Hardeki even finding Shush here. The lead isn't tremendous, though. 38k to 37k currently so far. Out comes Listic, and MIKAELS will find Psycho once again. You know, be careful right now. You start to get a little bit more of a group up coming through from MIKAELS, realizing they need to put some more of the pressure on.
Another Guardian going to be claimed here. You're in a lane on Boulevard side, being pushed up deeper and deeper towards Sapphire's Walker. It's Hardeki that's waiting in lanes trying to fend. He'll have to deal with the creep wave that's pushing up. Ooh, harass from the Lash again. Using the quick maneuver. There you go. Double tap control for the drop down. So he burns 1 stamina for the fast drop. He's able to get away quickly enough to stop extra damage output from the Shiv there. Escapes the chase. Vindictor's on the roam back over. Hardeki looking to support. 7 in the meanwhile clearing out. Pocket engaging. Big damage on contact.
That's really bad news, actually. He got all the barrage hits off, so the damage amp is going absolutely insane on Zergi. Attempts to use the Thundercloud there to at least try and get the bullet resist on, but it was too little too late.
Hayes with a clean out.
Oh my days.
Oh, mate. You are not trapped in there with him. Oh, and that just gives Listic freedom to whip out the mop and bucket. And Shiv cleans house. Damn, only 2 players left blank. 10 seconds stagger on 4 respawns. Ah, it was going so well for RECRENT, but now you get hit with reality.
I mean, honestly, playing in basement versus a Haze who's still up is kind of a mistake. It's the same thing. You wouldn't want to fight a Mo and Krill in the basement either with Scorn. Tough stuff. MIKAELS somehow still alive there, using Warp Stones directly to tries to get the punch off. My God, MIKAELS is playing with some kind of fervor.
Thanks for the pickup.
This is utterly ridiculous. Oh, mate. 11 minutes into the game. 6k soul lead for Team MIKAELS. Sheer shenanigans being displayed. And a fast earn run being called in by the Viscous. Use that movement speed buff, make the maneuver, drop it over towards the altar, try and get yourself back in the game off the reset from the soul. Support's there from Pocket as well. They'll be able to help you out on this one. It's Yamato and Infernus that are potentially posturing to try and dive on it though. Hardeki, he's just waiting off on the wings. You got Lash on the push back up towards the inner lane as well. Urn's going to go down. Damage out across. Ooh, you're so deep on this. Listic, he can have a field day. Lash hunts around the back. You're fighting towards the Walker. Lash with the engage, but he's losing a little bit of health. And it's a 1v2. You won't want to go too far on this.
Yeah, they just kind of give up the end there as well. I mean, you did have at least Warden trying to hold it out with Binding Word, tried to steal away from the souls that went in there. But overall, I will even things up just a little bit. I think those Shiv is getting so far ahead that Listic might be able to start carrying pretty hard, specifically because of bloodletting as well. It does defer a lot of that damage, which means he can remain in the fight a lot longer. So Slice and Dice can start doing some crazy damage. He's pretty tanky as well. Extra regen, extra health, bullet shield, as well as spirit shield. This guy is unkillable.
Oh, mate. It's absolutely ridiculous. You are being shanked by the Shiv, the chin chopper of the cursed apple. He's slicing him up to easily digestible bits. Soul lead starting to pull further ahead as well. About 8k to play with. Paradox coming in to put the punish on, and he's got a posse with him as well. Grouped up with Piggy on the Kelvin and some further support, you force Viscous out of lane and create, again, so much more space to keep pushing deep on this. Finally, there's going to be a Guardian going down in response as you do find the counter back. That's 2 Guardians taken out for the side of RECRENT.
Out goes MIKAELS on the Paradox. More damage been sent through, but a lovely warp zone off to the side, but a crazy splatter that hits him on the backside, leaves him covered in goo and sent back to the lobby. Zergy, he has been on his farming arc, really, and now he's finally able to come in. The Kelvin Dome into the Hazel, trapped them. They're not going anywhere. They've got a basement on demand.
Say goodbye to you, Walker. It's hard decking. We'll go aggro on that one, but the main play is you might be allowed to push out the lanes. We're going to be going for the pickup on the Rejuvenator. Ult is on cooldown for Kelvin, though. No dome, but you've got no one nearby to even attempt to contest, and it would not be worth it. So they pick that up. You get everyone with the Rejuvenator bar Warden, so 5 of those to play with and freedom to fight on the lanes now. This is where Team MIKAELS are going to seize the initiative and push the advantage they've been building.
Yeah, they can start to squeeze out a lot of advantage over towards these lanes, potentially push out some of these walkers with the Rejuvenator buff. They don't want to give over too many kills at this point in time, though, but the fact that they know they can just instantly start coming back from a fight, an early mid-boss like this is actually really important because the death times aren't that long. So you're talking about an 8-second respawn on some of these fights with some of these players, whereas in case you can actually get back to the team fight fairly quickly.
Get yourself back in lane and keep the damage going. You can see the pathing here as well for the 7, just how quick you want to get your way through those jungle camps. You get the instant ball down, electricity will do most of the work for you, break the boxes in the area, and they get straight back into the fight to assist. Lash, meanwhile, though, he's got the brass knuckles on, and he's looking to brawl deep on the lane, into the death slam, grab him, tag him, throw him back, pays with a maneuver, tries to stay alive, but you're going to go down heavy. At least there's a double up on the response with the Warden being able to turn the tides. Team MIKAELS looking to make the most from this fight.
Sort of a crazy. I think that's a ethereal shift. It's the only thing I think that the Haze had on board there to keep her alive on that one. That was sort of insane. But in comes the 7. He's got to the point where he's strong enough that he can just drop the Thundercloud there, and it's almost a full team wipe. The Vindicta getting away on life support, and a free earn as well, Jackie.
And away we go.
Everything you could have wanted from it. Kelvin, as much as he can be supportive with the ice path, he can do it himself. Spreads the urn on his back, runs over the ice, and looks to get some extra souls to even further push the lead that they are building. 93k to 87k being the head-to-head right now. You're even 5 ability points ahead as well on the AP count, so it's going well for Team MIKAELS. Respawns back in. All 6 alive, though, for Team RECRENT. You've got to clear the lanes that have been pushed up. Yamato looking to regain control of Boulevard.
By the way, we just saw a magic carpet pickup from Zergy on the 7. So we might see some magic carpet shenanigans with the ultimate as well. Plus 10% ability duration actually is kind of helpful for ultimate too.
Use that money.
You know, we were talking about it, wondering if we would see the return of the magic carpet. Could be fun. We'll see how it's brought to the table and what the flavor is on that one. Some of your bigger items being brought out to play now, though. Souls being spent, investments being made. We hit the 17-minute mark. Second map in our grand final BO3. The lion's share of 10,000 US dollars on the line, and it's 7 on the magic carpet. The old school play, no majestic leap required. He'll go down on the carpet instead. Gets off the static charge, looking to engage with the support of the team round the back line. He's going to throw out the ball. You got the adjustment from pocket, but the dome is down at just the right time.
Wow, it's such a nice dome as well because there's a full commit there going through from Team RECRENT, and that dome shuts down a lot of the pressure on top of it. Tries to get that one off, but in comes the Haze with the bullet dance.
Oh, mate. It's a hell of a flip on the script as well. You've absolutely battered them. Oh dear, oh dear. Vindicta, the only one to barely fly away round the corner. But the Warden with support of the Haze, you've absolutely farmed. Sapphire Walker here, gonna get toasted on Orchard Lane. That's going to be the flex slot for taking down all the enemy walkers as well, so the power spike only going to further increase, with that soul lead now pulling ahead to around 21k.
Yeah, I think the big thing there is that just the Kelvin, like the Kelvin actually was a big part of that, where he was able to deny a lot of that initiate that came through from the Shadow Form on the Yamato, and you can see that the Lash was looking for a Death Slam in that situation. It slows everything down, which allows time for the Haze to get into position to drop a big bullet dance. It doesn't kill many of the enemy team, but they're so focused on the bullet dance and taking down the Haze that Shush just comes out of nowhere with the ultimate on Warden and just tears the team apart. It's like it's basically a really good set of decisions that just lead into an unreal team fight.
Over, under, and sideways. The magic carpet ride for 7 once again, and this is just to speed up his rotation path for the farm. That's what he's using it as here. Quick cooldown on that bad boy for the utility usage. Meanwhile, Lash comes in, wants to hit him hard and heavy. Hope you got your seatbelts on. Paradoxical swap though. That's going to be the counter back from MIKAELS. Doesn't miss a beat with the gun. Yamato pops the ult, dives on in, pays for the counter, looking to heal off the back of the sudden burst of bullets, and that'll smash you down with only Hardeki finding the 1-for-1 trade and looking for the getaway.
Escapes in towards the Curiosity shot. Ballistic should finish that one off for them. Trying to look for Dimov on the Viscous. Look at this. They know he's underground somewhere. Finds him, and that will be the sleep dagger to the face. Takes the sharp cut to the eye.
Oh, mate. They don't teach you that in school, Blank, but goo is conductive. The electricity goes through Viscous. This is brutal. Hardeki going down in the subway. He got his 1-for-1 on MIKAELS, but that's 14 seconds of difference between him, MIKAELS now being back in play. That soul lead still saying so consistently far ahead as well.
Yeah, we just got to a point where we're able to just lead ahead a little bit more. And I think that the Kelvin honestly has been played so well this match. And although Piggy didn't have the greatest of starts in this game, again, he is very good on a lot of these supportive characters. And his Kelvin has just stopped a lot of these hard engages from the Infernus, the Pocket, the Lash from going through, and gives a lot of time for the rest of the team to set up. So, you know, it's not always easy as a Warden to hit that ultimate and find a good position for it once the fight's already started. But because of that dome, it gives that important like 2-second wind-up time to the Warden to hit that one off. It's very nice. It's really well played, and Piggy's actually doing a lot more than we give him credit for.
Yeah, I told you, man. Piggy really is the epitome of such an effective support player. Like, the comms are always on point. You can get so much done. Very, very useful player to have on your team. Mid-boss spawning back in as well. Off the back of the resets, the potential for mid-boss off the back of winning a team fight could be something to factor in. For now, though, the team fight is the big piece of the potatoes, and they're getting ruined. You've got 3 limbs already with Infernus going down. Say goodbye to Viscous as the goop gets sliced.
This is the worst timing to be taking a fight like this just as mid-boss spawns. It's a 3-1 that goes back over to MIKAELS, and this is pretty much just a game-winning team fight, right?
It could very well be. I feel like with the setup you're going to find yourself in here, all 6 respawns, 30 seconds at worst on them, 7 seconds till the quickest spawn on Pocket, coming back into lane. You've got Rejuve, you're already pre-pushing the lanes out as well, leaving only Kelvin for the pickup. Last second items being purchased, and you are ready to attempt to, at best, break your way through the shrines and leave them in a horrific position. They do get the respawns up at least. You've only got 2 players that are still further out, but Precious staying on. Split push the lanes and keep them in base.
Yeah, even again, we're going to take their jungle now take that away from them. Take any souls that they might be able to accrue off. All their lanes are pushed in. It is a brutal time for Team RECRENT. They did a lot better in the early game. Lash once again doing some crazy shenanigans. I'm not sure what Zania's up to in these matches. Again, another big Hazel. Dimov gets taken down. Shush there alongside him with the Warden ultimate. Shadowform barely keeping the Yamato alive, but for how long is the question?
Oh, man. Helly on Haze, raising hell like Smoking Joe Fraser, the Hellraiser. They're bringing the flavor right now as Team MIKAELS look to shut things down. The shrines are getting ruined. Pocket is gone. Both shrines about to pop blank. They're looking to gun for the lion's share of the $10,000 put up by Aurora and 1xBet here in the Deadlock Masters. They want to do it in style with the 2-0, and they've turned up to do it in seconds.
I mean, it doesn't really matter either because right now, Magic Carpet, there shouldn't be a lash ult for a little while. You hit the ultimate from 7, it'll just keep them in base, right? There's no one really that can stop him from hitting that one. Maybe he waits for the Death Slam to go off before he drops the Thundercloud. That would make sense to me. Out it goes. He is paradoxical swapped. He isn't able to drop him into the base because of it. And now the Thunderstorm should be dropped on top of him.
Oh, the swap is the game changer, and now you are getting lit up. The electricity as Team MIKAELS ride the lightning all the way to the lion's share of $10,000. Your Aurora Deadlock Masters champions, a Team MIKAELS.
Sending them back into the base spawn. Insanity. So your winners are Team MIKAELS, and by far deserving that win as well. Incredible gameplay. So fun to watch. Yeah, and it's also, you know, it's great to see. We had both Paradox, MIKAELS on Paradox, which we wanted to see all tournament, and we finally saw a 7 win a game as well.
Man, that is absolute insanity. Okay, well, the top and bottom of it, there it is then. We finally get our answer. Coming into this event, 4 teams, some of the brightest sparks in Deadlock right now in terms of individuals. And of course, it's the man that's been at the top of all the tracking websites for so long with his talented roster. 6 players that walk away with a whole load of cash in the back pocket, taking, I think, 6.4K from picking up the win here in first place. Team MIKAELS, they've come in, they've cleaned house blank and done it in 2 maps in the BO3, sub 20-minute games throughout the bracket. They don't concede a single matchup. Hell, they didn't concede a single lane blank, and they've locked it down.
Yeah, it's unbelievably so. Classic Listic coming through as well with some incredible plays on that Shiv when he was given the chance to play it. This is a team that might go far, Jackie. This is a team that might just go very, very far.
I think so. I think so. I think what we've seen here today is the start of so much talent. It's a budding scene, right? You know, Deadlock only publicly announced about 2 weeks ago now. You've had players that have been grinding for months. We've been sat there looking over the books, playing in secret for so damn long. Really cool to put our voices behind it. You know, it is dead air.